This is your Marin March 2026 update on the Marin County condo and townhouse market. And this month, the numbers are telling a very, very different story from what we just saw in single-family homes last week. Because in Marin, when one part of the market starts behaving differently from another, that usually matters. And if you own, want to buy, or may need to sell a condo or townhouse, that makes a difference for you. By the end of this video, you'll know what to pay attention to. So let's get to it. Single family recap. Last week, in the Marin County single family home update, the big takeaway was that the market looks stronger than it actually was. Some of the numbers pulled attention in one direction, but the more reliable number told a more mixed story, and it was down. This week, condos and townhouses are giving us a cleaner read, and that matters because this is where leverage looks like it may be shifting first. And if this kind of breakdown is helpful, hey, please subscribe so you don't miss the next update. Now, onto the charts. Looking at inventory first, you can see that the light green bars have gone up every month for 4 months. Those are the homes that are on the market. The dark green bars here are how many are selling, and this is just condos, of course. And the blue line here are the new listings, which decreased from last month, but the pending homes have increased, and these pending homes will probably show up in the dark green bar by next month. So we would expect this green bar to go up because the pendants have. What that means overall, let's pull that all back and look at it compared to last year so we can take out the seasonality effect of it's always hotter in the market this month than it was the prior month. And there you can see that the homes on the market are up 12.5%. So there is more inventory on the market this year than there was last year. And we can't do the quarterly number. That doesn't work in the way that they calculate these. And the new listing numbers, there's actually more new listings this year, almost 13% than there were last year. And that's still the same when you look at the full quarter compared to last year. It's also up almost 11%. Sold homes are down compared to last year, and they're up when you take in the full 3 months. I mean, you could see the amount of homes that sell that are condos in Marin, they're right here. It's 36, 39, 24. These are not statistically relevant. You usually need like 1,000 to get to something like that. So these numbers get pushed around a lot because they're so small, and it means we should probably only rely on the quarterly ones, which still are not fabulous. Gets us just beyond 100. In any event, the last thing we see here are the pendant homes. Again, that's the red line, and that is also up 26%, so significantly more on the quarterly basis. And here we have days on market went way down from the prior month down here. That is reflected as down 64%. So much easier to sell a condo this month than last month. Compared to last year, it's down 26.5%. So again, easier to sell this year than last year. But when you look at the quarterly numbers, it's up 21, almost 22%. So maybe not. Little conflicting, right? We can also look at this red number, which is the sales price over the original list price. That's kind of like how good are the sellers at, pricing their home to begin with. And that was, they were 4% better at it compared to last month. They were no better at it than compared to this time last year. And they're actually worse at it than last year when you look at the full quarterly number. So I'd have to say this chart is showing a little bit more clarity, and that being that the blue numbers down, or the bars down here, those are showing an increase in median price every month, which happens every time this year, and the red bar is showing a little average. This is the average sold price from last month. And the green bar are the for sale prices. Again, I really don't pay attention to those with this, and I pay more attention to the way it showed on the last chart. In any event, all those numbers are significantly up, but let's back up and look at it compared to last year, and now suddenly they're all down. and that is the median sale price is down almost 13% compared to this time last year, and the more statistically relevant number down almost 17%. So we're seeing some real direction here. What about the average? The average compared to this time last year down almost 20%, and the more statistically relevant number down almost 14%. So condo buyers are getting better pricing by far than last year, and sellers are getting less for their condominiums. So that's an important shift that is just clearer in condos than it is in the single family home market here in Marin. But what about price per square foot? Are buyers getting less for their money or more for their money? Well, guess what? This went down from last month. That's really unusual. You would think that that would have gone up because it's spring and the market is, hotter. But if you look at it this time last year, that decrease in average price per square foot is down 21%. So buyers are getting a lot more for their money this year. And when you look at the more statistically relevant number, buyers, that's down almost it's almost 14%. So again, buyers are getting more for their money. So this story is consistent. Buyers are paying less for their condominiums and also townhouses, and they're getting more square footage for that price. So this is a very consistent story. Better for buyers, worse for sellers. However, overall sellers, things are still a lot higher than they were before we went into all this low inventory. So you're still getting very good prices right now. So overall, what we're seeing is that this month's numbers are pointing somewhere very different from what we saw in the single family homes video that I did last week. And when that happens in Marin, it usually matters. If you're selling, pricing discipline matters even more in this segment. Condo buyers compare HOA fees, monthly costs, condition, location, and restrictions very quickly. So when pricing is off, it tends to show up really fast. Answering questions. Is Marin a buyer's market or a seller's market with the condos and townhouses? Well, this market is more balanced than the single family segment. Sellers still have opportunity, but buyers have more room to negotiate here. Are prices rising or falling? The broader direction is down. Month-to-month condo numbers can bounce around because there are fewer sales, but the more meaningful comparisons show softer pricing than last year. So this is a clearer pricing reset than what we saw in single-family homes. Is inventory increasing or decreasing? Inventory is increasing. That's normal for spring, but it's also higher than last year. So buyers have more choice and sellers have more competition. Oh, by the way, I'm Carrie Hill, lawyer turned realtor, 30-year Marin local, and the person who can provide backup if you're buying or selling in Marin. And if you want my free monthly closed newsletter with exactly which homes closed in Marin and how much they sold above or below price, information you're not going to find anywhere else, that link is in the description. And if you're exploring homes for sale in Marin or you're thinking about selling, you'll see some additional video recommendations above. And subscribe so you don't miss these monthly, no fluff Marin real estate updates. Thank you for watching and have a great day.